There are mainly two ways people treat the politicians that they support. One way is like how a sports fans treat their sports star or the sports team that they support. The other way is how the board of directors treat the CEO that they hire to help manage their company. So I'm going to use my own personal experience to illustrate what I mean by these two ways where people support their politicians, or the mentality that people use to treat their politicians. I am a Michael Jordan fan. So Michael Jordan is a sports star and I'm a sports fan. I'm also a fan of the Japan national soccer team. So the Japan national soccer team is the sports team. I am their sports fan. And the other experience that I would like to draw is an experience that I have in Shanghai many years ago. If you guys haven't known yet, I'm also a photographer and a video producer. So many years ago in Shanghai, one of my friends who is a CEO, he hired me to video down a board of director meeting that he's going to do a report on. So my job is to record down the report that he's going to give to the board of directors during the meeting. So now let's see how politicians are selected if you treat them like you are a fan and you are a sports fan and they are a sports star. So I'm a fan of Michael Jordan. Why am I a fan of Michael Jordan? He can do what I wanted to do, but I can't do. So he accomplished something great before. And why am I a fan of the Japan national soccer team? Because of their performance in the recent few World Cups. And that's something that a lot of Asian soccer team couldn't achieve. So it's the same. They did what I hoped that I could achieve, but I can't achieve. So I become their fan. Now let's look at the other scenario. If a politician is selected based on the board of directors' mentality towards the CEO that they hire, of course the CEO must have proven past records. That's why they hire him with a high pay, because the CEO can do something that the board of directors cannot do. So this is very simple. So now let's look at what happens when the politician perform well. Under the mentality that you are a sports fan, when your sports star perform well, you of course will be happy and you will share their success with all your friends and you try to make them his fan too. If you treat the politician like a board of director would treat the CEO that they hired, when the CEO perform well, of course you would give them the bonus that they deserve, but you definitely will try to squeeze more from the CEO. So like for example, my friend, he projected 600,000 RMB revenue for the year, but he actually bring in 800,000 RMB. And the board of directors, although they gave him compliments, but they also asked him, could it be more? Because the market conditions were favorable. And they also asked him, did you under project so that you will look like you overperform? So the board of directors will be skeptical of even a positive result from the CEO that they hired. If you have the mentality of a fan towards a sports star, what would you do when your idol is being criticized? You would defend him. You wouldn't look at whether the criticism is valid. You would just defend him irregardless. And whoever criticizes your idol, straight away they are your enemy. You wouldn't look at the objective facts. You would just say, okay, you criticize my idol, you are my enemy now. Now, if you have the mentality of the board of directors towards the CEO that they hired, the board of directors would definitely look at the objective facts because they want to be sure that they did not spend money and hire the wrong person. I remember when Michael Jordan had scandals, I didn't care. I would just look at his good performances on the basketball court, but I wouldn't care what he do outside the basketball court. It's same as the Japan national team. When they have controversial issues like how they choose their coach, how the players are selected, I chose not to care because I just want to see them perform in the soccer field. But when the board of directors heard about the scandal on the CEO that they hired, straight away they will question the CEO for sure. And ultimately, what matters is, does the scandal affect the benefits of the board of directors? Will it decrease the revenue? Will it tarnish the reputation of the brand that the board of directors own? That's the thing that they care. How do you get information about the politician that you support? If you are a fan mentality, you would only look at positive information. Like for me, it's the same as the scandal. Like for me, Michael Jordan is my idol, or the Japan national soccer team is my idol team. I will only read about their positive news. I would choose not to read their negative news. But if you are a board of directors and you're going to spend millions to hire a CEO, I will assure you, every member of the board of director will want to know who this CEO is dating, or who this CEO is having a relationship with, who are the circle of friends that this CEO hangs out with. They want to know every dirt and every accomplishment that the CEO ever done, so that they can make an informed judgment whether the money spent to hire him is justifiable. Now is the part where it gets interesting. So when the politician doesn't perform, if you have the mentality of a fan towards a sports star or a sports team, what do? Do you forsake them? I remember, until today, I'm still a Michael Jordan fan. There are times when Michael Jordan doesn't perform as well, or he doesn't win the championships, although it happens very few. Or when Michael Jordan gets old and he doesn't run as fast, he doesn't jump as high, he doesn't score as much. What did I do? I still support him. I would I choose to believe that Michael Jordan will perform better in the next game. And it's the same as how I support the Japan national soccer team. When they don't perform in any matches, in any international matches, I would always think, Gamade, I'm sure they will perform better in the future. Or I will shift the blame to the coach, not the team, not the Japan national soccer team. Sometimes I will shift the blame to the coach. I will shift the blame to a particular player in the team, but I will not blame the team. I have faith in the team that they will perform better in the future. If you have the board of directors mentality, that is not how you would treat the CEO that you spend millions to hire. You will scrutinize him, you would question him, and you may even exercise your right to sack him on the spot because he's losing money for your company, and that directly eats into your benefits, your profits. If you are a fan mentality, is there any alternative to the idol that you support? If it's me, there will never be another Michael Jordan, and there will never be anybody who will be better than Michael Jordan. Not LeBron James, not Kobe Bryant. No, I would, even if objective figures say so, even if a lot of people tell me, hey, LeBron James, he jumps higher, he's more fit, he plays better, I would just say no. The God of all times is Michael Jordan. There's no alternative to the idol that I have already chosen. And it's the same as the Japan national soccer team that I support. If the Korean team, another Asian team plays well, I would choose not to see. I would just, no, I won't support another team. I will just support the team that I chose right from the start. And there's no alternative. But if you are a board of director, you will have options. The thing that comes to your mind is, if I'm spending a few $1 million, I must have options. If the CEO now scores 90% of your score on your score sheet, you would try to find someone that scores 95% and 96%, 97%. If the CEO you hire now earns you $1 million a month, is he your final CEO? No. You keep a lookout for other CEOs who can earn you $2 million a month, $3 million a month, $4 million a month. In short, your CEO is substitutable, is replaceable. The next point is when the politician you support has competition. If you have the fan mentality, what would you do? So same, I'm a Michael Jordan fan. When Michael Jordan has competition, be it the team that he's playing against or the other sports star that is performing very well and people are comparing them, I would definitely say the other competition are no match for my idol. Or even if they are, I would choose not to see. But if you have the board of directors mentality, competition to your CEO, you are very welcomed. What I'm saying is, it's not competition to your company, but competition to your CEO. That means someone is coming to tell you, hey, I can do better than your CEO. You should consider hiring me to be the next CEO. You will welcome people like this. And very likely you will let your CEO know that you're also looking at other options so that you will put your CEO on toes so that he will perform, so that he has pressure to perform. But I must admit that we are just humans, and humans needs idol, and humans sometimes enjoy being a fan. But people don't realize that if you are a fan like me to a sports star, like I'm a fan of Michael Jordan, I don't have to pay money to become a fan. I mean, I will watch Michael Jordan's games, but I won't pay money so that I'm a fan. You know, it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen like this. I don't need to pay money to become a fan of the Japan national soccer team. No. But if you are the board of directors towards a CEO, you need to spend a lot of money. And that is where the difference comes in. People don't realize that if the politician that you select, you shouldn't be a fan. You should have the mentality like that of the board of directors, because you need to spend money to hire them. And besides spending money, you have to risk the time where you give them national resources to help you manage your future. Michael Jordan doesn't manage my future. The Japan national soccer team doesn't manage my future. You know, there is no price to pay to be their fan. But if you have the fan mentality to a politician, that's where you need to be very, very careful. But even though a lot of people know this concept, but a lot of people will pretend that they are not a fan mentality. They will say they are the board of directors mentality. They will say that I also scrutinize the politician I support. I also look at the performance, and the performance has always been good. So the best way to check your mentality, what your mentality is like, is very simple. As humans, we all practice double standards. Now, we are not angels, so you can try to lie to yourself and say, no, I'm always very just. I don't have double standards. No, we always have double standards. So the best way to see if you have the fan mentality is to see how you do your double standards. Does your double standards benefit the politician? If so, you are very likely a fan mentality. If the double standards benefit yourself, then very likely you are the board of directors mentality.